Welcome to the Quarantine Theater Company. Once again, we are back with another read. Tonight, we're going to be doing one of my favorites, Grosse Pointe Blank. It's funny, it's charming, and it's an all-around good time. Joining us tonight as Martin Blank, we've got George, Jorge down there. Jin's going to be our Debbie. Logan is going to be our Mr. Grosser, doing his best Dan Aykroyd, which I am looking forward to. And then we've got Travis as, his psychiatrist, Dr. Oatman, which, I feel like Travis is excited for that. About therapy. I will be Marcella and doing scene description. So without further ado, let's take it away. Can't get my profile picture to go away. That's annoying. Grosse Pointe Blank by Tom Jankowitz. That's the first draft. This draft is by D.B. Dave Vincentis, S.K. Boatman, and Jonah Cusack. Fade in. Starbuck? No. Don't talk back. Sorry. Fade in. Roll credits over. Exterior golf course, dawn. Extra close-up of this luxurious patchwork of brilliant greens. A polished brass sprinkler head pops up from the ground and begins to water the already dew-soaked lawn. A fleet of ducklings, no mother in sight, cruise through the thrushes. A graveyard of golf balls underwater at the bottom of a water hazard. Palm fronds. After a neat, they sway. That doesn't make sense. Somebody Travis the script, revealing the barren desert that surrounds the artificial oasis. The sun already bakes the air. We hear the opening guitar strains of Kim Deal Kurt Cobain Suet. I think that means duet. Jesus Christ, sorry. What I Did for Love. I don't think this computer knows what suet is. As we crane down the palms to a brand new, I don't know how to say this word. It sounds dirty. Titleist? Any golf fans out there? Titleist? Whatever. 3-ball.
Titleist.
Just on the
end. Titleist!
What is it? It is Titleist. Okay. I just want to say tit, apparently. Just on the edge of the rough, a pair of yellow trousers move in. An iron confidently addresses the ball, chips it out, and the trousers walk after it. Hands digging dirt out of the grooves of the iron's face with a golf tee. While on the way to the green, both hands are gloved instead of one, and the gloves are black. Yellow trousers, and a squat over the ball, sizing up the curvy 50-foot journey to the hole. The figure positions itself and the putter above the ball, then pops the ball lightly. The ball rolls and bobs with purpose towards the hole, dodging hazards and finding lanes until it finally falls off the green and into the hole. The gloved hand sets the ball on the next tee. The figure moves to a leather golf bag, and the hands pull the white rag off the top of the bag and drop it onto the ground. Reach into the bag, drawing out a compact sniper rifle, affixed with a long silencer. The figure drops one knee down onto the rag, to the other foot firmly setting its spikes. We move the figure to see the face of the sniper, concentrating down the scope in his half squat. He is Martin Blank. We swing around behind his head to look down the barrel with him 400 yards away on another part of the course. Another green is barely visible through the groves. Hello, it's Sunday, not even Monday. And on the rough, the 3 minuscule silver-haired figures come into view. One of them in a red sweater sets up for the first putt. He could be an investment banker or an arms trader. Martin's arm flinches and a low thump reports from the rifle. A second later in the distance, the red sweater's head seems to vanish from his shoulders into a crimson mist. His body crumples to the green. Martin returns the rifle to the bag, pulls out a driver, moves to the tee and whacks the ball. He watches its path and whispers absently.
Looked it.
Interior clubhouse patio later. The outdoor post-golf luncheon area of an elite Texas golf club. Martin sits in on the fringes of a conversation between the group of executive types. Club member number 1 has a Buddha-like peace in his eyes through the philosophical talk.
I'd come to the realization that everything I'd based my life on was false, and that my life had no meaning.
He gets this way when he hits over 85.
It seemed like my life was slipping away somehow. I was a knot in the middle of a wet rope. Everything was futile and nothing had value.
That's the way life is. The only meaning and value is what we create through structure and discipline. Though they seem to limit our freedom, they actually give us great comfort. Your problem is you're looking for some great answer, some ultimate truth, when you really should do is go to work and go home.
And take golf lessons.
That's a tragedy. Can I finish my story, please? I began my search for meaning. I was a Catholic, a Jew, a Scientologist, Sufi, Buddhist. I went to a psychologist, psychiatrist, herbalist, nutritionist, a shaman, and a psychic. And they all pretty much say the same stuff.
A Jew, a shaman, and an herbalist are telling you the same thing? You're insane.
Basically the same thing, in a very evolved, esoteric way.
Insane.
To make a long story short,
Thank God.
at last I found the holistic system of systems that opened up the doors of heaven for me right here on earth. And every day I see the world through the eyes of a child. The world of, a world of creation and wonder.
Jesus.
Overflowing with love.
Tell me about it.
Jesus was demonic. Club member number 1 turns to Martin.
PPP! Personal pan power. All the secrets of your universe are divided up into 8 easily digestible slices.
Club number 1 pulls a laminated card from his wallet and hands it over to Martin. In the distance, sirens begin to wail.
See? It's in the accessible and everyday shape of a pan pizza. You're welcome. I know those were your favorite. Each day you have a little slice of peace.
Insert a wallet-size PPP card, a pizza-shaped diagram showing 6 sections.
Oh, I see. You got your individual slices of hope, dignity, confidence, self-love, justice, and harmony.
You open them up and there's the sayings, stories, little bits of insight. It's the PPP 6-day week.
So you read it every day?
Yes.
And these pan pizzas have opened up the doors to heaven.
Correct. That's for you. Keep it.
The sirens are getting louder, closer to the club. Exterior Country Club Day. The source of the sirens are almost upon us. Martin walks towards his rented town car as the valet pulls it up. He meets the valet by the trunk where he trades tip for keys. Martin at the car, he fishes out the laminated personal pan power card, looks at it and tosses it onto the ground. Police cars now visible in the distance wind into the long club driveway. Martin gets into his car and pulls away the laminated card as it lays on the asphalt. The wheel of a police car rolls on top of it. Interior airliner day. Martin sits in a first-class seat. The tray table flipped down. On the left side of the tray is a stack of magazines of all kinds. Sports Illustrated, Mademoiselle, Wired, Rolling Stone, National Review, Spin, National Geographic, and on and on and on. He draws one off the top and flips through it, impassively taking in images and reading nothing. When he is done with one, he discards it at the empty seat next to him and draws another. Martin's way of instantly and massively uploading the world around him. Toothless hockey player in triumph, Sony product parade, crouch starving child with vulture in the background, supermodel in suede, Tic Tacs, living former presidents, arm in arm, smiling, etc. Interior hired car, New York Day. The livery weaves out of the arrival lanes at Kennedy Airport. Martin reclines in the back seat. A conversation already begun.
Sorry. How was your day today, sir?
Effective. But to tell you the truth, I've lost my passion for work.
Welcome to my world. Do you like the people you work with? Because I sure as hell don't.
Shut up, driver. I work alone.
That's it then. That's it. I've always been alone. That's why I'm a good driver. I can handle it. See, I can think on my feet. I survive. I'm a thinker. And I sit in front of your house for 2 hours and it don't bother me. Some people can't do it. Some people are ranting and raving. Tell them fucking people to get out here and get in this car. I can't. I want to go. Where you gonna go? You're gonna wind up back in your garage at 7 o'clock at night. You ain't going nowhere. You leave your house in the morning. You get back to your house in the evening. What's the big deal, right?
You understand the psychology of the job.
I do. Some guys can't adjust to it. They can't handle it.
Interior car, Manhattan streets later. The car cuts through the Upper East Side. Martin and the driver exchange looks through the rear view mirror.
You look like you're far away and thinking about other things. I'm right about that, aren't I?
No,
Oh. Well, then let's just say that's something. Sometimes I'm right. Sometimes you are.
sometimes I am. Sometimes it's only natural.
It's only natural.
What is funny about that? The driver pauses for dramatic emphasis. It's not laughing, Travis.
Oh. I be looking at you and I've decided that I want to share something with you.
Okay.
Because your problem is you're bored and you have a very big mind. I'm part of what I call a brain syndicate.
No reaction from Martin.
I am part of a network of minds, a group of 5 people who are all connected over 100 and even thousands of miles through the mind. We can't think with each other, think for each other. I can be driving somewhere, sleeping with a woman, whatever it is, and at the same time to be thinking a thought in someone else's mind, far away, running someone else's brain.
Up on the right.
And when you think of it, it's not so surprising that a small group of people control the whole world, is it?
Interior hotel room, New York City. Day. Oh God, I made my writing so big it's going off the screen. All right. A sedate and well-appointed 4-star suite on the Upper East Side. Martin stands in front of one of the open windows, watching the canopied entrance of an elegant high-rise across the street. He lifts an eye rinse cup to his eye and tilts it back. A cellular phone rings, interrupting him. He moves to the desk and draws on one of the 3 phones from his briefcase, depresses a scrambler module, flips it open, and listens for a moment.
If it's not there, I can't proceed. Tell me.
Martin hangs up, picks up another phone, and dials. As he waits for the answer, he goes to a FedEx blueprint tube laying on the bed.
Tom, I've been waiting for an answer. I'm only in town tonight.
He breaks the shipping seal and pulls out a series of finished metal parts, including a long, thin barrel, a scope, and a silencer.
What's different this time than the last time? I had you down front.
Interior hotel room, St. Martin stands in front of the window, phone in one hand and the scope in the other. Next to him, the assembled rifle rests across the arm of a chair.
I don't bother to call anyone else because you always take care of it.
He glances over the second window to his left, which offers a view further down the street. He goes to it. He raises the scope and sees Martin's POV, interior the scope window. A few blocks down, small, even through the high-powered scope, is your average bicycle messenger dressed in a Lycra racing gear, weaving through the traffic towards us. Slung low across his right hip is a black canvas bag. The messenger's hand is hidden in it, and the other phone begins to ring.
Hold on a second, Con. I got my hands full here.
He sets down the phone and answers the other, still watching the messenger.
Account number 3649367, transfer to number 96-546-38739-47825. Ask for Mr. Sanchez. Tell him it's Mr. Duckman. If there are any problems, access file 67359468-IO-98 and look at it.
Martin drops the phone and moves away from window number 2 to the rifle. He mounts the scope as he looks out window number 1 at the high rise. Martin's POV, scope, window number 1, of a doorman opening the door for a group of 5 men in suits. 4 bodyguards form a perimeter around the 5th man. I'm guessing that's supposed to be small and not a mall. A voncular figure in his 40s dressed in a Seville Row finery. Ooh. Martin takes a step back into the shadows of the room and raises the rifle towards window number 2. Martin's POV, scope, window number 2, of an empty seat. The bicycle messenger flashes past. Martin, concentrating on the tracks to the path of the messenger, leading him left to right across the blind spot of the hotel room wall between windows 1 and 2. On the street, the bicycle messenger bears down on the group of men, drawing a MAC-10 submachine gun from his bag. The group sees him just as Martin's sniper rifle fires and explodes the messenger's chest. 2 of the bodyguards collapse into their boss. The other 2 open fire on the messenger as he wipes out horribly into a parked car in front of them. Martin withdraws from the window and picks up the phone again and begins to break down the rifle.
Look, I'm sorry, Tom, but look, I know it's the playoffs. That's why I'm offering $1,000 for 1 seat.
Martin listens patiently as he works. Exterior street, same, intricate. Doorman's hands unbuttoning his double-breasted long coat. Martin finishes packing.
Well, let me ask you, Tom, what do I have to do to get courtside tickets for the Knicks?
Back on the street, 2 bodyguards kick at the messenger's body. The other 2 begin to move off to their boss, who rises countering. The doorman stands behind it all, unbuttoning his coat. The doorman, a tall, dark, sharp-featured man in his 40s, wearing a handlebar mustache. He moves towards the group of men as he flips open his coat back over the 2 huge chrome 44 Magnum Charthouse Bulldog revolvers and opens fire on them. Martin is closing his bag when he hears the gun thunder.
Never mind, I gotta go.
Amazing. I love it. It's the mustache that really makes you a bad guy. Martin drops the phone, grabs the scope, and spins to the window. Martin's POV on the scope. The doorman is kicking through the pile of dead bodyguards as he gets to the man at the bottom, their boss. The doorman fires both guns. Martin reacts, surprised to see a second shooter. He pulls himself from the window, puts away his scope, and accelerates his exit. The high-rise foyer. Outside, we see the doorman drop both guns in a pile of bodies. He walks back towards us through the glass doors and makes his way through the building towards the service exit. He sheds his uniform and stuffs it in a plastic bag. Martin, his 2 parcels in hand, exits out the side door of the hotel and walks down the street. The doorman, now wearing the rich man's sweats, hops off the loading dock, walks into a Lincoln Town car, and drives off. Interior Martin's and Grosse's car's day. Martin rolls down the FDR drive in a Lincoln Town car, once again on the cellular.
Tell them that's not my problem. I was paid for 1 job, the cycle. It's not 2. I'll see you tomorrow, Marcelo.
Wait, I have Mr. Grosse for you.
Patch him through.
Martin notices another town car and appears in the next lane. We recognize the doorman behind the wheel, phone in hand. He is Grosse.
What do you want?
I'm setting up a concern that would enable those of us in a rarefied profession to consolidate our efforts.
Like a union?
Yeah, like a club. Work less, make more.
Thank you, no.
We're working together, making big money, killing important people. Look, I'm willing to let you in on the ground floor.
And you could be sort of like a father figure to me.
The Grosse ignores this.
Look, it's a free market evolution. You'll wake up to it. But come on, kid. We used to run together when you were a rookie. Look, I don't want to run against you. This thing's real. Everybody's in.
Not me, so don't paw at me with your dirty little gill.
I'm going to get you, kid.
Martin hangs up and pulls away. Interior airliner day. Martin sits in first class, wiping his face and hands with an airline hot towel. He folds the wet cloth once again and speeds through the images from a thick stack of magazines. He looks up as he hears the pilot's voiceover. It's 76 degrees and partly cloudy in Chicago this afternoon. Interior apartment, Chicago night. Martin walks into a sparsely furnished apartment. Warily, he drops his carry-on bag and briefcase. Travis that, into the hall. Interior living room. Later, Martin sits on a futon couch watching MTV with no sound. On the coffee table in front of him is a phalanx of vitamin bottles. Martin takes some capsules from each and washes them down with a reddish-orange beverage. Interior living room. Later, Martin lies on his back on the hardwood floor. His eyes are closed and he wears a set of headphones as he absently taps on his chest.
Dear alumni, can you believe it's been 10 years? Where are you now?
After a moment, his eyes open. Alerted, his head turns to the side and his hands lightly cup the headphones. Close up, wire from the headphones as it winds into a small metal box with one unmarked switch on one amber light. Definitely not a Walkman. The wire continues out of the other side of the box across the floor, connecting to a suction cup stuck to the floor.
Are you guiding an outward bound canoe trip like Brooke Stinson? Or perhaps in charge of appearances for the NFL like Leslie Gunther?
Martin, a minute later, draws a pre-cut section on the floor, the width of a pencil and twice as long by the string. The video monitor, a minute later, the greenish starlight, night vision, image of a, excuse me, young husky man sleeping on his back as seen from above. A fine thread snakes from behind camera to just above the man's slack mouth. We pull back to reveal a Sony Watchman. Is that supposed to be a Walkman? Is a Watchman a thing? That holds the image. Keeps pulling to reveal Martin watching it as he maneuvers. Holy cow, I apologize. I cannot talk tonight. Maneuvers the thread down the past the fiber optic cable through the hole in the floor. Martin, a minute later, concentrates as he applies to 3 drops of blue liquid on the thread. As the drops run down along the thread through the floor, his attention shifts to the video monitor. The drops, huge in the foreground, become smaller as they make their way down the line towards the sleeping man.
Could it be that you're like Chip Longfellow at the Trade Relations Tank in Washington? Sandy Glasser owns a cheese shop.
Martin adjusts the thread minutely with one hand and lowers the fiber optic cable with the other. Video monitor, the face, begins to fill the screen as the fiber optic follows the drops towards it. Suddenly, the man snorts and turns his face. A drop falls. It misses the man's mouth and hits his cheek, the video monitor. The man's eyes snap open in terror as he looks directly into the camera. His image falls away as the fiber optic is jerked back up through the hole in the floor.
Looking at yearbooks and pictures evokes so many memories.
Fuck.
Martin stuffs the apparatus into an open duffel bag and flies out of frame.
Some good, some bad, but all interesting.
Interior hallway, moments later. A bodyguard sits outside an apartment door. A muffled but dire scream is heard from within. He is on his feet, gun in hand. An exit door in the hallway slams open, revealing Martin, his gun already pointed at the bodyguard. The bodyguard levels his at Martin.
Freeze, police.
The bodyguard hesitates just long enough to get it double tapped through the head.
As a graduate of the class of 1984, you are someone special.
Martin moves to the dead bodyguard and locates a retractable keychain on his belt. He unreels the ring of keys and opens the door. He lets the keys retract back into the belt and drags him into the apartment. Interior husky man's apartment seconds later. Martin moves silently down the hall in a crouch. He comes to the bedroom and slips across the threshold.
Whenever news of you filters back, the school is excited and proud of your accomplishments.
Interior hallway continuous. Martin crouches down beside the bedroom door. He points the gun at the door, reaching up and turns the knob. As the door opens, the husky man fires wildly over Martin's head. Martin returns with one shot to the hut. To the hut? I don't know. Which sits the man down on the floor.
We hope Grosse Pointe High prepares you well to lead the kind of life that makes an impact on the world.
Martin kicks the gun away from the fallen man and raises his barrel to the man's forehead.
Remember, there's nowhere you can go that you haven't learned how to go in time. It's easy.
Whatever it is that I'm doing that you don't like, I'll stop doing it.
It's not me.
That's your husky man voice. Martin cocks the gun. Exterior, East-West Holding Company, Los Angeles day. The perpetual sun shines down on a small lot of prefab office bungalows. Interior Blank Holding Company, a small suite of drywalled offices. The East-West Holding Company is stenciled on glass doors, and behind Martin, who stands in front of a young woman reading from some kind of invitation, it is Marcella Mays. So come on back to the old oak tree, acorn, sign the reunion committee. Marcella holds up the mauve envelope and smiles slightly for the first time. Martin looks scared.
Throw that away.
Oh. This?
Don't tease me. You know what I do for a living.
It's from one of those P.O. boxes. How was the trip?
Tedious. I now authorize you to throw away all personal mail
All of it?
and not show it to me ever again.
That's gonna cost.
I'll pay.
Martin begins to walk past her into the office, but Marcella stops him. They're not happy, sir.
I'm not happy.
They say their friend was supposed to have a heart attack and die in his sleep.
He didn't.
They blame you for the compromise.
And they want me to make up for it.
In Detroit this weekend.
Tell them that's impossible. I need my normal lead time.
They were very upset.
Would you describe their position as inflexible?
Intractable, sir. You leave tonight. Marcella looks concerned. And, I also get that broken mirror Black Cat Friday the 13th kind of feeling about this one.
There's nothing to be done about it.
I liquidated the last account in Zurich and split it in 2 new ones in Estonia.
Good. What else? Anything interesting?
Not really. But you're gonna love this one. She hands him a piece of paper and he scans it. Enough?
Never enough.
But it's Greenpeace boat. It'll be so easy. Martin looks at her wearily and puts it into the paper shredder at the side of her desk.
I have scruples. Next.
Paperwork on the Detroit thing. It's full dossier. Very comprehensive. She raises a thick brown dossier from the top of her desk and puts it down again. Martin moves through the door to his private office, Martin's office. Martin goes into his office and sits at his desk. On the walls are a couple of boring prints of tall ships. A bookshelf holds trappings of a loose attempt at a cover, a few shipping manifests, sea lane tables, and other specialized reference books on his import-export. He sits and stares. New Angle time has passed. Martin still sits at his desk massaging his guns with a rubber-tipped dental pointer. Close up on Martin's teeth, the dental tool jumps across the gaps between his teeth like a hummingbird. You should get going. Martin pulls back his jacket and lapel and fits the utensil into a pocket protector that is also home to a toothbrush, emery board, tweezers, and a comb. He stands and walks out of his office in the foyer. Martin moves to the door as he passes Marcella. She hands him a mauve envelope and a travel portfolio. Hey, don't forget your identity.
See you next week.
Martin stops short as he reaches the threshold. He holds up the envelope, stares daggers through it on his way out over his shoulder.
Tell Dr. Oatman I'm on my way.
Interior Dr. Oatman's office stay. Martin slouches on the leather couch. He holds the mauve envelope now open.
Why don't you want to go to your high school reunion?
It's in Michigan. Honestly, what do I have in common with those people or with anyone?
Oh, Dr. Oatman sits in the window. He is Kris Kringle-esque and wears a sheepskin vest, rough-hewn shirt, faded Levi's, and old fry boots. Oatman nods with the suave understanding of a man happy to collect $50,000 in fees before asking a tough question.
To school with people?
Come on.
We spent a lot of time. Remember that fears of transfer of the bodily hurt associated by experience with the thing feared to the thought of the thing. Thus, we fear a dog without distinctly imagining its bite.
Shouldn't you be taking notes?
Tell me about your vision of the reunion.
Close up, Martin, his POV from above, of a crowded gymnasium. The alumni below stops what they are doing and look up at Martin, drawing guns of all shapes and sizes and open fire on Martin. The united force instantly disintegrates, and all 400 people turn their guns on each other. A bloodbath ensues. One alumni shoots her own head off. Another mows down the bar, etc. Cut back to Martin and Oatman.
It'll be depressing.
How do you know?
I just know.
Say more.
They'll have husbands and wives and children and houses and dogs, made themselves a part of something. And they can talk about what they do. What am I going to say? I killed the president of Paraguay with a fork.
Oatman twitches nervously, almost spilling his coffee.
You needn't be so frank with me about your work.
Why not? I trust you. You couldn't turn me in because of doctor-patient privilege. I don't want to be withholding, and I know where you live.
You know where I live?
We're both professionals, Oatman.
I think what you fear, Martin, is domesticity. And it's the greatest fear that men have who belong to Western culture. It's centuries old, like King Philip in the 11th or 12th century, who decided one day that he was so bored with his dreary life at home with his wife, he thought, well, wouldn't it be great if we hit the road and fought, the Sarkans? So he put this word out and was amazed when 1 million men signed up, and all of them wanted to go and fight in a distant land and do terrible things to people rather than stay at home with their families.
So you're saying that Ulysses, everything he said to his queen when he came back, everything was a lie. He just wanted to fuck around.
Yes.
Hmm.
And how have you been feeling about your work? Your work lately?
Uneasy, dispassionate, bored. It's just getting hard to go to work in a good mood. I'm starting to think I've been in the business too long. Last week I did a guy younger than me.
Interior church, series of quick shots. Martin from the back of a dark and empty church. We see him mount the altar. A priest, in fact. Martin's hands open the gilded doors to reveal the chalice. He removes it and squirts a clear liquid into the cup and swishes it out. He returns the chalice to the cabinet.
The church seems to be purging itself of its pedophiles.
Martin sits back in the back pew of the church, now crowded for man. He watches the priest lift the chalice into the air, murmur a prayer, and drink from it. The priest collapses behind the altar.
It's a bull market.
Close up at the altar carpet, the chalice bounces free from the priest's hand as it hits the ground.
Anyway, that never used to happen. I was always the prodigy. Now I'm just one of the guys.
Maybe some of the discomfort you're feeling is guilt, remorse over the innocent people you've killed.
Interior Oatman's office continuous.
If I show up at your door, chances are you did something to bring me there. I don't care about that stuff anyway.
What stuff?
Morality.
Oatman's glad the session's just about over.
Go to your reunion, Martin. See those people and discover what they mean to you. Try not to kill anybody for a few days. See how you feel.
If I get antsy, I'll kill a few small animals.
Now we're making progress.
Interesting. Interior condo night, very dark, no pictures or plants, almost no furniture. And what he does have is black. The only sign of life is a cat. The cat watches on as Martin sorts through a cardboard box, finally coming to a photo album.
Just a minute.
Insert album, a teenaged Martin Blank, a shy boy with a nervous smile. He poses with his mother, an older woman, and a kind smile. But her eyes are dark, aged by a life of work and worry. On the opposing page is guilt funeral announcement that reads, "In loving memory, visitor Alan Blank." Martin turns the page, insert photo album. A photograph of a tall, thin girl, a bright smile from within a bulky winter coat. A girl he's always wondered about. Debbie Newberry. Handwritten on the photo in girlish loops, "Would you rather?" Wow. Interior kitchen scene. Martin pulls himself away from the album and the cat follows him, moaning hungrily.
Food soon.
Martin opens a restaurant-style refrigerator, holds various bottles of vitamins, spirulina, wheatgrass, digestible hydrogen peroxide, fluoride treatment, oxygenated mouth rinse, and 30 cans of cat food.
Tuna or liver?
Meow.
Tuna it is.
He opens a can for the cat and the bottle for himself. While the cat eats, he returns to the cardboard box and finds a yearbook, flips it open. Insert yearbook, a picture of the senior class Blues Brothers party. A group of teens mug to the camera in Blues Brothers get-ups. Sprinters race for the finish line, their chests stretching for the tape. Interior, Debbie Newberry's senior picture, a more mature version of the girl in the album. Her name appears under his picture. Interior, Grocer's kitchen. Night. Track light fills the gourmet rustic kitchen. Grocer stands wearing a burgundy fila sweatsuit, pushing beets into a vegetable juicer. Next to the juicer are piles of celery and carrots as well. A low-key blip is heard from another room. Grocer tops off the glass and takes it out of the kitchen. Interior, Grocer's great room. Continuous. Grocer enters the main room of the villa-esque villa-style A-frame. He moves into an antique oak desk and sits in front of the computer. On-screen graphics. Click OK for remote access caller. OK is clicked. Availability for 2 days in Detroit area. Terms, $560,000. When? Now. OK, fax materials. Grocer leans back in his chair and sips the juice. After a moment, the fax machine on the desk rattles. The computer beeps. Confirmation number of wire transfer AJ6687 0 I99471. Grocer hits the return after taking the number. A graphic appears. Connection is terminated. Status idle. Grocer's fax begins to moan and chatter. Grocer raises a juice glass to the computer and a lazy toast. Interior, plain night. Martin reclines in first class, soaring towards the Midwest on a red-eye. He has already scanned his magazines and they are piled in the empty seat next to him. He sets aside a power bar. Martin reads Kill Without Joy. After a moment, he sets the book down and takes up Iron John. Interior, Detroit Airport Terminal Day, early morning. At the edge of the airport bar sits Lardner and McCullers, two government spooks, agency unknown. They are in blazers, no ties, early 30s, and they watch the passing crowd.
You always say that. You always say that. I'm telling you, you never met the man.
17 months ago, I was posting a walk in Lisbon, and he was there. He never saw me, but I saw him, though.
Lisbon?
In Portugal, yes.
In the background, Martin passes by them as he walks down the hall without directly regarding him. The two stand, drop some cash on the bar, and begin to leave.
Here's the news. He hasn't been in Portugal since the 90s. And I know that from the file. Why don't you read the file, man?
In fact, I think I talked with him in Bone.
You actually said that right. I'm impressed. Larder can neither confirm nor deny this.
You always say that. You always have to know everybody. Why don't I just take the weekend off and let you kill him, since you two are so close?
They exit. Exterior ramp, Detroit Airport. Morning. Inside Martin's car, Martin and a black Lincoln Town car veers off the airport artery into a turnpike. The radio broadcasts news.
With highs today in the upper 70s. Related stocks on Wall Street today as scandal continues to rock the joint U.S.-Japanese tech center.
Did you guys hear him? Too sorry. He's yelling at me. Martin's car blows past Cameron down on the road. After a beat, mid-80s Ford Country Squire station wagon follows, occupied by two figures. Inside the Country Squire are Lardner and McCullers. They listen to the same broadcast.
An unknown whistleblower has leaked a number of critical flaws in the safety design of next year's models to authorities that could cost millions in recalls.
Martin flips through the dial, pausing on Rush Limbaugh, who waxes in fascinatingly.
Fascistically. Mine hero.
Wow. I think less of Martin now. And then turns the dial and cuts to Armageddon Time, the slow reggae vibe by The Clash. Exterior highway. Martin drives down. Don't knock that over. Martin drives down the roadway headlong into his past. Ow, stop moving the camera. Headlong into his past. Dig it. Martin's car, Starbucks, sorry, he's literally laying on my desk. Martin turns up the volume as he reacts to a familiar voice.
I love Starbucks so much right now. Come on, Chaos Cat. This is WFRN, all vinyl, all the time, oldies from the 80s. It is a cold summer's day in Grosse Pointe.
Ow. Close up a full female mouth. Don't always see that. Lit only by dime slivers of sunlight in front of a microphone. Stray gossamer strands of hair hanging in her face move in front of her mouth as she speaks.
I don't want this to be a shot in a movie, and I'm ready for some good tunes and angry talk. Or angry tunes and good talk, so Alanis Morissette.
Martin looking somewhere far away beyond what is before him in the windshield.
Or maybe we'll just play the Cocteau Twins and get over the goo angry talking music, as you know.
The DJ's hands, they distractingly toy with the wire at the base of the mic.
For some moments in life, there are no words, and a little nonsense now and then is relished by the wisest man.
Martin, still wrapped, makes a sharp turn into a shopping district. Her mouth.
The Cocteau Twins, though also a band of the 90s, will be aired due to the fact that they created their own language to sing by.
Martin slows on a quaint street of cute shops. He creeps up to a storefront, hid on right, and stops, staring through the passenger window. Cut to Debbie Newberry, the female DJ. She sits slumped in a well-worn executive chair, her back to the studio console and the picture window behind it that opens to the street.
Now that's freedom.
She swivels the chair to the face of the street. Debbie's POV of Martin's town car outside. Martin silhouetted in the shadow. Debbie, her brow furrowed as she peers at the car, something summoned by the dark figure. Her words falter imperceptibly.
The best I can do is a rhyme. Where are all the good men dead? In the heart or in the head? Back later.
Martin, shaken from his trance by her stare, pulls back into the street and disappears. Interior Martin's car morning. Martin drives, listening to the radio. He turns the corner with an expectant look on his face. Suddenly his face drops as he slows and pulls over. Martin's POV. The 7-Eleven store. Martin looks left of the store, then right, then behind him, then back to the store. Bewildered, he gets out of the car. Wide shot as Martin walks with purpose. He halts in the middle of the lot, puts his hands on his hips, stares, then moves in. We stay wide as he enters the store and addresses the clerk inside.
What are you doing here?
Ouch. Carl, the store clerk, tries to get a grip on the question.
Hey, double shift, what's it look like? Can I help you with something?
Martin's head pans the room, processing.
I don't think so.
Exterior 7-Eleven payphone morning. Martin continues to gaze at the structure as if it's a lunar landscape.
Dr. Oatman. Dr. Oatman, please pick up if you're there. It's Martin Blank. It's gone. My house. It's not here. My house is gone. Now there's a 7-Eleven here. And that's unfortunate. You can never go home again, Dr. Oatman.
Martin hangs up and watches one-stop shoppers come and go to himself.
And I guess you can shop there.
Aww. Interior nursing home day of a nurse leading him down a drab antiseptic hallway. She banks into the sunlit room where a wispy woman in her late 50s sits expectantly on the edge of a bed, clutching her purse in one hand, a filterless Pall-Mall in the other, a light coat on. This is Mary Blank. She suffers from Alzheimer's or something just as debilitating. Mary, your son's here. Oh, the nurse gently eases Mary up. Martin hugs Mary stiffly and pats her shoulders. Mary takes hold of Martin's arm and they start out of the room. Exterior suburban street day. They walk past a schoolyard, park fitted with a set of swings, baseball diamonds, and a small grove of trees. She smokes and hacks. Bought a new rug.
That's wonderful, Mom.
What's a revival tent?
It's a place where religious people...
Mary Parkin's a gem!
Jim?
His assistant. He acted like Malin's son, only he wasn't. And at least they never said he was. I bet they were lovers. Gays, yes, gay lovers. Wild Kingdom, my ass.
It's good to see you. I'm sure you're curious about what I've been doing.
I spoke to your father the other day.
I imagine that would be rather difficult.
Nature made him the Brooks of old. Martin decides to change the subject.
They told me you're taking lithium, Mom.
Yes. They give me headaches. I have a headache.
You have a headache?
I have a headache. You have a headache?
No, I don't have one.
You don't have a headache? I have a headache. We had a good laugh, didn't we?
Yeah, I guess we did.
Exterior nursing home day as they lead towards Martin's car. Murray stops and points to it. Why don't you return this car and borrow mine? Have Debbie follow you in a rent-a-car so you can get a ride back.
I think I'll go see Debbie today.
Of course you will.
I can't think of anything to say to her that seems appropriate given I left and never said goodbye to her.
Take care of her. She's a keeper.
Yeah,
And Alita, didn't she meet that Castro in the foreign exchange?
I've always thought about her and missed her.
No. A nurse approaches with a wheelchair. Oh, I don't need to do that in voice. Separate the wheat from the chaff and you've got the candle cat. Together, Martin and the nurse help Mary into it, and Mary gazes at Martin, taking him in. Remember, no matter how impossible your problems feel, I've always known without a chance in the world, all of a sudden they have lives. Time allows miracles. Let yourself breathe, son. Martin bends down and kisses her on the cheek. The nurse spins the chair around the heads towards the building. He is somewhat fatigued from the experience, but he tries more to connect.
Mom,
The nurse stops and turns Mary around to face him. Mary looks up at Martin and brightens. She starts to sing out loud like Ethel Merman, arms out Broadway style. What's up, Doc? What's up, cooking? What's up, Doc? Are you looking? Hey, look out! You're gonna hurt someone with that old shotgun. Hey, what's up, Doc? We really mean it. Harry stops short and squints at Martin. Hey, you're a handsome devil. What's your name? Oh, God, that's what I imagine an old smoker sounds like. Exterior Graveyard Road. Day. Martin stops the car and looks out the window at the sea of headstones. He jerks his hand in a stiff wave.
hey Pop, you got off easy. The house is a 7-Eleven. Mom's a psycho-pharmacological punching bag, and I murdered for cash. If you were here, I think you'd be proud.
He drives off. Interior Martin's sweet day. The room features a big square bed, dresser, television. Martin enters, kicks a leather bag under the bed, and grabs a steel-sided briefcase.
That's you.
Look. Wait, what? Oh, that is. Martin pries out a wall vent, slides in the case, and replaces. Why does it look like dialogue? Replaces the vent. Exterior Main Street day. Lardner and McCullers are staked out along the main strip of town. Larder snores, his face pressed up against the passenger window. McCuller lays back in his seat, a to-go cup in his lap. He taps the cup with one finger as he absently sings his favorite Bob Seger songs to himself.
Against the wind, just a young man running. Against the wind, let the cowboy ride. Blame it on the thunder. Night moves.
Apparently Bob Seger isn't his favorite song because he doesn't know how that song goes. McCullers catches the song, or catches Martin's town car coming down the street as he nudges Lardner and Pointe. Lardner and McCullers' POV of Martin pulling into a space on the street outside the radio station. He gets out looking nervous into the interior radio station day. Debbie flips on air switch and prepares to speak into the microphone. Martin walks in, Debbie sees him, and they stare at each other. The song ends. Dead air. After a moment.
WRFN playing all vinyl all the time, oldies from the 80s. That was, the Specials doing, one of their songs, according to Travis.
Debbie turns to a turntable B and finds it empty. She turns back to turntable A and lets the record roll on.
And here's another.
Debbie swivels around to face Martin.
Oldies from the 80s?
After a long pause.
I just play my own collection.
It's nice to see you again.
Debbie says nothing. She stares at him in shock.
How long has it been?
Oh, since you stood me up on prom night and vanished without saying a word?
10 years, I think. What did I miss?
Debbie slowly grooves into irony, her best defense.
Well, let me see. They tore down the George Orwell monument and put up a bust of George Michael. Main Street's a 4-laner, no left turns 4 to 7. I was married and divorced, and Grosse Pointe is now officially the new sister city to Lower Hutt, New Zealand. Well, we have every fiber optic town meetings. We have fiber optic town meetings every 2 months.
Here is now there, there is here.
Their eyes lock on each other.
Those are the headlines.
The request line buzzes.
Hold that thought. WRFN, for WRFN FM. Oh, Grosse Pointe. All vinyl, all the... No Pearl Jam. Call back in 10 years.
Wow. Debbie makes the move.
Tell me about yourself.
I'm in California most of the time, traveling a lot on business. That's about it, really.
That's it.
Not much else.
What's your business?
I'm a professional killer.
Professional killer. Do you get dental with that?
Well, I'm in town for a few days anyway.
They've run out of words, the moment too big for small talk. Martin gets the fear, breaks it off.
Well, I gotta go, but I'll come back.
Okay.
Martin leaves Debbie sitting alone in disbelief. Exterior radio station day. Martin steps out of the storefront station along with a fashionable Grosse Pointe shopping district. He stops in the middle of the street with a strained look on his face. Interior Lardner and McCullers, Country Squire, same. From their POV of Martin standing in the street, they frown, wondering what is Martin's next move. Interior DJ booth. Debbie lost in thought still. After a moment, she sits upright and flips the on-air switch.
A man comes to you. He is from the past, bringing you pain long since put behind you. He says peculiar things and leaves abruptly. It all comes flooding back.
Exterior street. Martin stops in his track. His face softens, then becomes determined. He turns and walks back towards the station, the DJ booth. Debbie broadcasting.
It felt like an apparition or some cheap, gruesome Rod Sterling time warp that I'd been thrust back into without any warning. There's a strangeness in the air, and I don't mind telling you, I'm a little spooked. He was a man from my past, a man I loved, a man who disappeared.
Debbie's POV of Martin walking back into the station.
A man who's walking back into the station.
Martin comes to the booth. The temperature rises as they square off. Interior Country Squire.
Well,
I don't think so.
well, remember when Crystal's men paid off the DJ in Cairo to announce a bogus press conference in the...
No.
Yes. Look, in the Munich Olympics in 72, a local radio station started broadcasting news of the massacre 2 minutes before it happened.
McCullers is not to be outdone.
That's strictly Bedemir stuff.
Bader Manoff? Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the plow.
Whatever.
Interior DJ booth. Martin and Debbie locked in a passionate embrace. They break away.
Sit.
Martin obeys, and Debbie clandestinely flips the on-air switch as she drops into a chair. The on-air light bar goes on above Martin, unbeknownst to him, and their conversation is put out over the airwaves.
All right, mystery man. I want some answers. Let's recap. Spring of 84. Two young lovers with frightening natural chemistry. The girl sits in front of a $700 prom dress, or sits in, not in front of, $700 prom dress of at her father's house, waiting for the most romantic night of her young life. The boy never shows up. Until now. So, what's the question?
Where have I been?
More like what happened? What happened, Mr. Blank?
I don't know exactly. I could venture a guess, but it would sound like a rationalization. I thought, maybe seeing you, some friends, my house, of course, now a 7-Eleven.
Torn down in the name of convenience.
And I guess, sure, seeing you would be part of that whole equation. I suppose the most important thing, really. I don't know. Anyway, this whole thing's my therapist's idea. It's my shrink, really.
Oh, you're in therapy too, Marty?
You see someone?
No. So you're back now, a decade later, and you want to sort things out with me. The question now is, do I allow you access to my being?
Martin says nothing.
All right, then. Would you like to share any more deeply personal thoughts with our listening audience before we go to our phone poll and see how the folks in the radio land come down on this one?
As Martin realizes he's been had. He's about to bolt.
Should a broken-hearted girl give a guy a second chance at love?
Debbie jabs a phone line on the console.
You're on the air.
Martin deflates.
I think this young man has avoided the question completely. Has not discussed what happened, nor if he's happy for what he has done, or sorry for that matter. Therefore, I don't see any reason why you should see him until he fully discloses his intentions and his feelings.
Thank you, Carol Channing.
You're welcome.
Okay. You're on the air.
Are you there?
Yes.
No, the guy.
Martin looks up humiliated.
Yeah.
When you guys used to go out, did you guys ever ever totally fucking
Next caller. Next caller.
Oh, I don't know, Debbie. Sounds like bad gas to me. I would not allow him access to your being.
I would not allow any bad gas from your vicinity. Thank you! Grosse Pointe, Michigan, I hear you loud and clear. If you love something, set it free. If it comes back to you, it's well.
She turns to him and shrugs apologetically.
Broken.
Martin has his answer. Exterior radio station day. Martin leaves the station alone and beaten down.
Damn it. Never trust my instincts.
He scans the main strip. Martin's POV. A man walks down the street. He is Felix, a bookish, forgettable man in his 40s wearing a Lecoq sportif and sweats and shoes. He looks as if he has a dark cloud over his head. Martin's seen him somewhere and doesn't like what he remembers. Martin's POV tracks him. Felix's POV, as he walks down the street, he spots the country squire and eyes Lardner and McCullers in the front seat. Martin's POV follows Felix's eyes to Lardner and McCullers and catches their look, their eyes lock, neither wanting to betray that they've made each other. They all do a pretty good job as POV swings into a square-jawed, hale fellow wearing dark sunglasses who is approaching directly, only a few feet away. A man is going for something in his breast pocket, reaches into his own chocolate, most likely for a gun. The man pulls out a glasses case, takes off his shades. He is Paul Swiderski. Martin and Paul. Martin relaxes.
Hell, I would have voted for you, but there's still all this applesauce stuck on my phone. But I don't want to talk about it. How the hell are you? Here's 5 good ones.
No trace of recognition on Martin's face.
Marty, it's me, Paul.
Paul,
You're leaving me hanging here.
They shake. Martin looks him up and down, astonished at the respectable veneer of his old burnt-out friend.
Hey, give me a break.
Interior Paul's BMW day. Martin and Paul arrive through Grosse Pointe, Michigan. Wide streets lined with huge shady oaks, castle-like homes on golf course, green lawns, a comfortable Midwestern Beverly Hills. They are cruising their old haunts. Paul is smoking a joint.
This won't take but a minute. Like I just gotta hold their hands for a final walkthrough. I'll take them in, get them out, then you and I can grab a little quality time.
Martin looks out the window, breathing in the past.
God damn, it's good to see you. I was afraid you joined a cult or something. I half expected you to come back to town with a fennel wreath and paper pants.
Paul offers Martin the joint. He declines.
there was no money in it.
Martin regards Paul largely.
So what happened to you?
It didn't happen to you. I stopped pouting there on the sidelines. I got in, got on the team, joined the working week, you slick fucking asshole. And so why don't you valet park your high horse and take it easy on your old buddy Paul?
Fair enough.
I'll be
10 years. God, man, it's good to see you.
You too.
exterior Frank Lloyd Wright house day. Martin's POV of a lovely young couple on the front porch of a mid-sized Wright home. Perhaps that could be him if things were different, but for now it feels like a long shot. Paul is hawking the house to them out of earshot. Travis?
Yes? Well, we do what we have to do if we find you on the property, but we don't really enforce the law. We execute company policies for homeowners.
Martin and the guard standing in the driveway.
So when are you authorized to use deadly force?
Well, of course, taxes provide your basic service, police and why not. But our customers need a little more than just that. You understand this? This badge doesn't mean that I'm a peace officer.
The woman turns and Martin smiles. Martin smiles back.
So it's not a meaningful symbol or anything. That badge is just the badge of your company. If I look suspicious on your customer's property, well, under those heightened circumstances, you have the authority to shoot.
To shoot you, correct.
How did you get this job?
Well, they were hiring. It was only a 2-week course.
Wow.
Paul walks the happy couple down the steps.
What more can I say?
We'll talk soon.
You'll be raising a new family and work of art. A work of art in a work of art.
Paul looks at Martin and the guard, inviting them into the cell.
I'm sure you'll be very happy. Just don't drop the...
All look to Martin.
When my time comes, if it ever does, I want a beautiful, normal place like this and a wife like you.
All are confused. Martin thumbs to the guard.
And you'll be safe here.
Paul looks at his shoes and rolls his shoulders. Exterior Frank Lloyd Wright house. Lardner and McCullers sit in the wagon watching the house in the distance. Interior Paul's BMW later. Martin and Paul cut through a particularly charming neighborhood.
Now, I don't make a habit of pimping my friends, but there is one prime little piece of land that you must see.
Martin's POV, a sprawling gingerbread mansion rises into view. A long, winding driveway cuts through a thickly wooded property to the house.
Debbie's house.
And I crept up on you, didn't it?
Close up of Martin.
No, you drove us here.
Yeah, but it's still kind of eerie, isn't it?
No.
Martin's not listening. His eyes track the house out of the window. Martin's POV, the mansion. They roll slowly by Debbie's house. They drive in silence for a beat, and then Paul suddenly swerves into the shoulder, jams the brake, and turns on Martin.
Years? 10 years? What happened?
I freaked out, joined the army, worked for the government, and went into business for myself. I'm a professional killer.
Thank you.
Paul, satisfied, gets back onto the road.
Professional killer, huh? Does that come with a good HMO?
Exterior road day. Paul takes a turn. They approach a large car dealership. The sign above it says De Stefano's Bavarian Motorworks.
He sells BMWs?
He sold me this bad boy.
How could you put your hard-earned dollars into the hands of the class bully?
He gave me a great deal.
Mine dealer.
Paul slows outside the lot. Bob DeStefano, a big, angry-looking man in an expensive suit, stands in the lot, puffing up amidst his stable of his expensive cars.
Hey, Bob! Car's running great. I'm glad to hear it.
Bob turns his back on them and begins to walk away.
Bob!
What?
It's me, Martin Blank.
Really? So what?
Okay, see you later.
Exterior radio station night. Martin climbs out of Paul's car and begins to walk towards his own. Paul calls after him.
See you at the left. A boy came back. A man made good party.
Martin nods him off, pulls away. Martin stands across the street from the radio station looking at Debbie in the window. Martin draws a thin rifle scope from his back pocket and lifts it to his eye. Martin's POV on the scope of Debbie in the crosshairs board, tapping a pencil to the beat of an unheard song. Martin is dejected. He puts the scope away and gets in his car. Interior 7-Eleven night. Martin walks into the store, looking around once again at his old home. To the left of the door, a typical suburban teenage skateboarder is lost in the Mortal Kombat video game. Something too loud from his Walkman. Carl, still working the double, nods to Martin.
Can I help you?
What's done is done.
Martin moves up the aisle to the gum rack, picks out a pack of Beemans, and unwraps a stick as he heads to the counter. On the way, he makes a black town car pulling into the spot next to his own. He immediately changes course and beelines for a rear aisle where he ducks down. Felix comes through the door, drawing a Mac 10 for each hand. Martin grabs the gum out of his mouth and sticks it to the bottom of a Glock 9mm he has produced from somewhere in his suit. Carl, grabs the cash drawer, sets it on the counter, and puts his hands up. The skateboarder plays on. Felix and Carl. Felix shoots Carl dead on his way toward Martin, bolts up the cooler aisle. Bursts of fire follow him, taking out each freezer door behind him. Martin and Felix exchange fire, John Woo style, between the aisles of the cramped store. Felix delivers a close-to-home burst as he jumps the counter, sending Martin diving out of view. Martin, pinned behind the Slurpee machine, pauses to reload his now 2 Glock 9s. Martin steals a glance to get a bead on Felix and is met with a salvo that rocks the Slurpee machine, spattering him with several flavors. And that's all he can take. Martin comes up blasting with both guns, but all that's left of Felix is swinging doors and squealing tires. Martin moves to the cashier island low on the ground. The skateboarder twitches and jerks, still absorbed in his game and oblivious to the surrounding carnage. Cashier Island. Martin crosses the waist-level swinging door and moves to Carl. Carl is really dead. Martin rolls him over to check it out and finds a bomb under the corpse. Martin flips the corpse back on top of the device and he leaps to the counter towards the doors. He grabs the shoulder of the skateboarder, who shrugs him off, annoyed.
What the fuck, man?
Video game screen explodes. A shot full of Martin's bullets, and the skateboarder reacts backward, and Martin jerks him out of the double doors. Exterior 7-Eleven continuous. The skateboarder is running like crazy, and Martin's car is peeling out in reverse as the 7-Eleven is blown to hell. Interior Martin's car. Moments later, Martin's hair is matted with Slurpee as he tries to drive and cool out. He sees his do in the mirror and pulls out a comb and starts to comb it back into a slick Pat Riley style. Exterior radio station night. Martin walks in, not looking half bad considering. Debbie looks up from some reading. Naive Melody by the Talking Heads is playing on the radio.
Are you going to the reunion?
No, I'm not going. Is that why you're here?
That's part of it.
Well, you'll have a ball. You seem to have everything everybody wants when they go back. The car, the suit, the watch, the look. That just leaves the little things like happiness, character, point of view.
It's always the little things.
Yep.
I'm wondering how you've been. how you are. I'd like to catch up with you, if it's possible.
Upbeat as Debbie considered, she spins her seat to face him.
Okay, let's catch up. You first.
Well, there's not much to tell.
I'm sure you've done worthwhile things in the last 10 years. You've had experience.
Bad experiences,
You met people.
bad people,
Watched television.
bad television.
Jesus, Marty, you're pathetic. It sounds like you need a shockabagoo.
What's that?
It's a swift spiritual kick to the head that alters your reality forever.
That'd be good.
What do you want?
Question is open.
I figured I could pick you up tomorrow around 7 o'clock.
Let me get this straight. You want to ask me out?
Yes,
Unbelievable.
7 it is.
I'll think about it.
Exterior Joshua Tree campsite. Night. Under a crisp and starry night, a man and a woman sit around a campfire. As we move closer, we see that the woman is Marcella, reading Women Who Run with Wolves. She tends to s'mores on the campfire, assembles one, and hands it to Monty, her young outdoorsman boyfriend. Monty is perched on a small boulder, engaged in a Tai Chi-like ritual, wearing Patagonia's finest. There's a path of crystals leading from the fire to the boulder. In the background is a tent and a Nissan Pathwire. Monty's watch goes off.
Baby, it's 8 o'clock.
Marcella gets up. Thanks, Monty. She tells Monty's hair on the way to the truck. Interior truck continuous. Marcella gets in, shuts the door, and dials the phone. Hey there, how'd it go? Interior Martin's sweet night intercut. Martin sits on the ledge of the bed in a towel.
It isn't done.
Marcella pauses, taking this in. This is not good.
I'll do it tomorrow.
Marcella considers this. What's it look like?
It's fine.
You haven't looked at the dossier.
I've looked at it.
Martin eyes the vent. You have.
Yes, it's the same as usual. Nothing remarkable about it at all.
I have to call the client and give them a reason why you're late.
Tell them my house exploded.
Marcella doesn't know what to make of this. I'll call them and tell them you're taking your time, being a professional.
Okay, call them. Fine. Oh, and if you could find out why they double booked the job and who is trying to kill me and call me back, that'd be great.
Will do. Martin hangs up. He moves up to the air vent, deciding to get down to business. He pries it open and withdraws his briefcase, putting it down on the bed and popping it open. He looks at the unopened dossier for a moment, flips it over in his hands, and tosses it on the bed. Interior of the briefcase, we watch a glimpse of Martin's weapons. Martin picks up the envelope and is about to tear the seal when the phone rings. Martin drops the envelope and lifts the receiver.
Are you there?
Yes.
Pick me up at my father's house around 7. And don't be late this time. Hello?
This night, this reunion will be an important step in our relationship.
You're fucking psycho.
Don't rush to judgment until all the facts are in.
She hangs up. Martin smiles and replaces the receiver. He turns the apparatus laid out on the bed, guns, bullets, etc. What has been his life is beginning to look more like death to him. He places the envelope in the case, returns to the case in its hiding place. Exterior diner day. Lardner and McCullers stake out Martin from the country squire across the street.
I wish he'd do his job already so we could do our job.
We can't do our job unless he does his job.
Why don't we just do his job then so we can do our job and get the fuck out of here?
Do his job? I'm not a cold-blooded killer.
Wait a minute.
Look, you want to kill a good guy? Not be a bad guy. You wait until the bad guy kills the good guy, and then you come in and kill the bad guy. Then you're the good guy.
So if we do his job, we're the bad guys. If we do our job, we're the good guys.
Yep.
Excuse me, I just belched a little bit there to myself. They both laugh as it's some great joke. Their laughter is caught short by the sight of Lardner and McCullers' POV. Oh, Grocer is moving into the diner. See, it looks like dialogue. Why does it keep doing that? Interior diner, late morning. Martin sits in a window booth, splitting nutrient caplets into an apple juice and looking out the window. Grocer slides into a booth across from Martin. Martin and Grocer. Martin draws a nasty little PPK pistol from his wallet and levels it at Grocer under the table, but Grocer is already drawing his pistol down there and is an instant Mexican breakfast standoff.
Easy, Tiger.
A waitress approaches.
Hi, welcome to B.I. McCafferty's. My name is Melanie, and I'm going to be your server this morning. Let me tell you about some of our specials. Today we have the alfalfa on my mind, our feature omelet, and there's our Gatsby's West Egg Omelet. And if you're in the mood for something different, there's the I Left My Heart in St. Franchise.
You gotta love that pun. Martin and Grocer's eyes remain locked.
On 2 eggs poached, hash browns well done, English muffin for the bread, with coffee.
Whole grain pancakes and an egg white omelet.
What would you like in the omelet?
Nothing in the omelet. Nothing at all.
Come on, live a little. I'm sorry about the incident yesterday.
No harm, no foul.
Little misunderstanding among my associates. I told them to kill you, and they didn't.
Hard to get good help these days.
But since we're both here, I think it's time to take a fresh look at our relationship.
I didn't get into this business to have associates, and I don't want to join your goddamn union. Loner gunman, get it? On my own. That's the whole point. Why don't you become a cop or something? You can drink coffee in the morning with friends.
Oh, Grocer looks a little hurt.
Look, this is a one-on-one business. Every time you get to know people, bad things happen. If it'll make you feel any better, this is my last job. So what do you say we put our guns away and forget the whole damn thing?
Grocer loses it.
Fuck you. No scabs. From now on, everything's regulated.
Long beat as Grocer gets a hold of himself.
No deal.
Fine. We're not going to let you do your job. Because we're going to do it. And after you do your job, another little job.
Is that right?
Yeah. After I shoot you the fucking forehead, I'm going to fuck the bullet hole.
Nice talk, sugar mouth.
Sugar mouth, great. I'm gonna mental note that one. Interior suite, bathroom night. Martin sits at his desk, staring at the reunion card. He tosses it aside, gets up, and moves in front of a mirror. He wears a crisp black suit and practices his greeting smile.
Yes, I'm a pet psychiatrist. I sell couch insurance. I test market positive thinking. I lead a weekend men's group. Actually, we specialize in ritual killings. I'm hungry. Are you hungry? I'm hungry. Oh. Hi, I'm Martin Blank. Remember me? I'm not married. I have no kids, and I'd blow your brains out if someone paid me now. So how have you been? Where do you stand on the issues? Are you left, right, up, down, proud, shame, blah, blah, blah?
Exterior Debbie's house, early evening. Martin makes his way up the walk leading to the front door, holding a simple bouquet of flowers. He skips up the front steps and finds the doorbell. After a moment, Debbie answers.
Flowers. That's funny.
As long as I get the laugh.
Here, let me put these in some rubbing alcohol.
She backs into the house and follows. Interior Newberry foyer, continuous. Martin follows Debbie into the hallway. Both are enjoying his atavistic ritual.
Look beautiful.
Okay, hold on.
Martin's POV through the doorway leading into a den. All that's visible of Mr. Newberry, Debbie's father, is a pair of legs resting in a Barca-lounger.
Let me get my coat.
I'll just help myself to a cocktail.
Debbie moves up the stairs and disappears. Martin looks at the legs, rolls his shoulders, and heads into the den. In the den, continuous, Mr. Newberry sits in the recliner reading a Tom Clancy novel. He is a corporate Aspen Dude Ranch sort with a good head of hair. He sighs, closes the book on his knee, and looks up to Martin.
Good evening, Mr. Newberry.
Good evening, Mr. Blank.
How are you? How's business?
Martin, I don't know where you've been since you abandoned my daughter 10 years ago, and I don't care. It's good that you left. I'm glad you did. So, what do you want to talk about? You've grown up a bit, and maybe I had you figured wrong.
How's that?
Well, I visualized you in a haze as one of those slackster, flannel-wearing, coffeehouse misanthropes I've been seeing in Newsweek.
Yeah, I took the other road. I'm more of a self-reflective young lion who does business with lead pipe cruelty and goes home to drink light beer and milky eyes isolation. I love sports and sex and have no real relationships with anyone. And you?
Oh, you know me, Martin. I'm the same old sellout, baby boomer exploiting the oppressed I got shot for at Kent State. But, look, why don't we have a drink and forget the whole thing?
Newberry lays down his book and moves behind the wet bar.
Why not?
So, what are you doing with your life now, son?
I'm a professional killer.
Oh, that's good.
Debbie's footsteps are heard coming down the stairs.
Okay.
Mr. Newberry watches Martin turn and walk out of the room. Exterior Debbie's house. Martin and Debbie pull away from the curb. Interior car, desk. Martin and Debbie drive through that to Debbie is town? Is that a sentence? Martin and Debbie drive through that to Debbie is town. That's what the script says. And to Martin is a widening pool of quicksand.
Do you want to get a drink first?
I think they'll probably have booze there.
Right.
Martin's right hand shakes off the wheel a bit. He grips it tighter. Suddenly, Martin turns the wheel and pulls into a gas station parking lot, halting next to a payphone.
I'll just be a second.
Ow. Debbie nods, a little confused, but going with it.
Okay.
Exterior payphone. Minutes later, Martin stands at the kiosk next to the town car, mid-conversation.
Well, I didn't kill anyone, but someone tried to kill me and the guy in the middle got killed. So if I see that guy again, I'm definitely going to kill him, but I won't kill anyone else. Oh, except for the guy I was sent here to kill. I don't know.
Interior, Oatman's office, intercut. Oatman treats his patient.
What else? Say more.
Saw my mom. I'm with Debbie and I'm on my way to the reunion.
In the background, Lerner and McCullers drive past the station.
Okay, repeat this after me.
Out loud?
Martin looks to Debbie. She looks up and smiles. We hear Dr. Oatman's command. Martin mumbles back.
I am at home with the me I am rooted in me who is on this adventure.
Take a deep breath and realize that this is me breathing.
This is me breathing.
Martin takes a few breaths.
All right, look, I gotta go.
And don't kill anyone.
Right, don't kill anyone.
Interior, Martin, sweet, same. Felix rummages desperately or delicately around the room. He goes to the nightstand. The reunion invite. Felix picks it up and scans it. Exterior, Grosse Pointe High School, dusk. Lardner and McCullers sit in the parking lot. They watch Martin and Debbie and pull into a space.
He's falling for her. Look at him.
He's using her.
You're wrong. Look at his face.
One cannot love and kill.
I love. I kill.
Martin and Debbie climb out of the car. Martin, breathing deeply, wiping his sweaty palms, leans against the car and tries to calm himself. 80s music echoes from the gym.
I should have brought my gun.
What?
He pulls himself off the car and heads towards Grosse Pointe High School. Sprawling red brick Gothic structure with many wings. It is topped by church-like towers. It's scary. Interior, gym night. Martin and Debbie enter and pause to take in the entire scene. A benevolent Ronald Reagan hangs crookedly above. Basketball nets are swung back, draped with crepe. Lights are half low and the music is loud. Alumni are dancing. Oh my god, welcome back! I'm Marlene Ocelot Griff.
I'm Martin Blank.
Debbie Newberry.
Debbie heads off into the gym, smiling back as she strands Martin. Arlene raises a card from a table. They have little to say. Martin wasn't part of her crowd. Oh, Marty, you haven't changed a bit.
Oh, don't say that.
Arlene gives him a name tag. As a special torture, the tags have a yearbook photos. Martin looks at the name tag uncomfortably. We had pictures put on that way. Everybody knows who everybody was.
Wonderful.
So what are you doing now?
Whatever I can get away with.
She smiles at his joke and is immediately distracted by the next arrival. Martin moves off. Isn't it cute? It's so everybody knows who everybody was. He circles the crowd, looking for familiar faces, and stops at an open bar. What can I make you?
Beer.
The bartender gets him a beer. Martin recognizes the guy at the bar. It's a well-appointed and shiny. It is Ken Aldridge, who's French
Hey,
apparently.
Ken. Bonjour. How have you been?
Hey, Martin. Yeah, how you been?
Not bad. You?
Bob DeStefano arrives next to them and orders a drink. Eye contact is made.
Hello, Bob.
Hey, Bob.
Bob turns slightly to eat that, Starbucks. But how? Don't bite me either. Bob turns slightly towards them. They continue in their conversation.
I'm an attorney. I'm with Moss, Bryce, and Fromeyer.
That sounds pretty interesting.
Bob wants to join the conversation but does not know how.
Sometimes. I'm in divorce, mainly. Some property, some personal injury.
Those all seem kind of related.
Bob takes another drink and mopes off. Martin watches him go.
Tragedy makes you thirsty.
Ken chuckles. The bartender arrives with a bottle. Martin grabs it and begins to move off.
Well, I have to take this over to Debbie.
Here, take my card. Oh, wait a minute. Here's a special one for top shelf clients.
Ken hands Martin a Mont Blanc pin with Ken's title and business address printed on a shaft. Martin reads it and puts it back in his kerchief pocket.
Thanks.
Ken goes back to listening at the guys at the bar. Martin makes his way through the upbeat crowd of well-wishers. Terry emerges like an ink spot on a clean white shirt and intercepts Martin. His angst is barely under control as he sidles up to Martin.
I don't know, Blank. All these fucking people drive me crazy. Look at them over there. Memorializing old times, acting all like it was something life-changing. And the people in the National Honor Society, the name tags, they have
Martin
special
shrugs.
blue starts on them, like it's fucking matters now that they were in the honor club 10 years ago. I'm getting fucking nauseous from all this sentimental bullshit. It's making me sick.
Oh, shit, sorry. Terry stops suddenly as if he's finished. Martin reads the man's name tag.
Why are you here, Terry?
Terry turns on a dime.
I want to see a couple people, but I don't want to talk about the old days. What we did. Excuse me. What we have
Bless you.
together, Martin. Type it. Thank you.
No, drafting.
Yeah, I couldn't stand that fucking class, but I appreciate your help, man.
Don't mention it.
Yeah, thanks. Well, I'm going to try and get out of here, man. I'll see you later.
Terry slinks off. Entry of the bar, same. Bob DeStefano grabs 2 more scotches off the bar, my kind of man, and turns to leave, thoroughly morose. In his path, he finds Dan Koretsky, the good-looking side of Brady.
Bob DeStefano.
What?
It's Dan. I'm Dan Koretsky.
Computer guy.
Yeah, hey, I saw you at your dad's dealership the other day.
I sell BMWs. What do you do?
Ah, not much actually. My software company just went public, so I'm just hanging out, really.
There's a sudden lull in the conversation. Bob tries his drunken hand at relating.
Remember high school?
Ah, sure! Listen, why don't you join us up in the grandstands?
Dan points up to a group of happy, laughing people. Bob walks off, shaking his head and smiling bitterly. Enter your gym later. Debbie and Martin are seated at a round table with 6 others in an area blocked off for dinner. Plates of gumbo are arriving and the wine is poured. Darius, an African American, is in mid-conversation with Amy, who looks like she walked out of a Laura Ashley catalog and sits on the other side of Martin. Dennis and Mike are 2 suits in the midst of a non-stop conversation.
You gotta hold the fans responsible, though, Dennis, because they're the ones putting up with the mediocre product.
I guess, though, if you look at it, Mike, the park is a beautiful park. That park, that is. It's a beautiful park. I've gone to that park many times. I've had the greatest time of my life at that ballpark, and let's face it, I tell you this, Mike, by the 6th inning, if you're having the fun that you should be having at Tiger Stadium, then you don't even know what the hell's going on anyway.
They both crack up on this. Angle on Darius, Martin, and Debbie.
Have you two been together since high school?
No.
Yes, actually, we just bought that little Frank Lloyd Wright on Pine Avenue. Debbie's a social worker, and I mow down insurance claims at it.
We haven't seen each other since high school.
I figured. You two look too happy together. I shouldn't say that, though. I'm married. So, Martin, what are you up to these days? What do you do for a living?
Debbie perks up. This should be interesting.
I'm in proactive international relations. It's a very specialized company. We execute economic investment opportunities, sort of economic cleanup with an emphasis on personnel. It's boring, it's boring. I don't like to talk about it because I don't think what a man does necessarily reflects who he is.
Martin begins to draw strange looks from all over the table. Martin may be in trouble.
I've always tried to refrain from a black and white moral lexicon, good, bad, right, wrong. I've been more interested in the gray areas.
Silence. Martin pushes on.
But that's no way to live. I guess you've got to just take a leap of faith. Believe in something. Fuck it.
Sounds complicated, Martin. You happy?
I just have to close this one last account. I'd like to just stop now, today, but I can't. It's a step in the right direction.
I don't know, Martin. It sounds like you're feeling compromised. Live the way you want. The only thing that's inexcusable to me is cynicism. That's the biggest cop-out there is.
Lots of us come from around the table, a brief silence, and then... But wait, I still don't understand what you do.
I work at Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Debbie suppresses a laugh. You do not.
Yes, I do.
You don't.
In the corporate offices.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What do you do?
I sell biscuits to the Southland.
You do not.
It's what I do.
You're so funny.
I sell biscuits and gravy all over the Southland.
Oh, stop. Stop it.
You know those horsey biscuit gravy packets? I move all of those.
No.
Sometimes we sell them to McDonald's and just change them to special barbecue sauce.
Across the table from Martin and Debbie, Dennis turns to Darius.
Oh no. Okay. What do you think about black coaching in the NFL, Darius? Because, well, I think it's great.
Yeah, I don't pay much attention to football.
I have to agree with you, Dennis. It's good to see that the owners are willing to put their franchise behind a black head coach or QB when, for years in the league, they've been kept out of the thinking positions and regulated mainly to the physical game.
But now you see you have Warren Moon at the helm, Cunningham, Art Shell, and the coach all up at Minnesota.
Dennis Green, and if you remember, Doug Williams was the first black man to prove that on a Super Bowl Sunday.
Amy leans into Martin. I'm teaching art at Cedar Junior High School.
Yeah, listen, where do you stand on this whole Louis Farrakhan issue?
I'm a clerk man myself.
Farrakhan. It's Farrakhan. Debbie nods,
I'm
indicating to the DJ stand.
I'm so sorry. I don't really know that much football. Ugh. I'm going over to play some tunes.
Martin watches her walk away. Interior gym grandstands later. Dan Koretsky with two other former squares turn to handsome fellas now enjoy confidence that comes with a early investment in Microsoft. Martin looks out over the melee below, enjoying the scene. He eavesdrops on a group of men from a few rows back. On the group of men.
I mean, of course it's not football.
Look at her. There it is. Jenny Slater, the finest thing that ever walked these halls.
I believe that she married the state of Maine.
Oh, yeah. He's around here somewhere. What a shame. She would have looked great in my fucking Bentley.
No, my friends. Jenny Beam. Not only was she as fine, if not finer, than Slater, but she had the bad girl thing going for her. And red hair, come on.
Anne, I didn't know you saw me in high school.
She's a paramedic in Skokie, Illinois. You both are mistaken. Jenny Moretti was the finest. No question about it.
The three Jennies. Three Jennies. All named Jenny.
I'm
Yeah.
dead. I can't.
I mean, you know what I'm really hoping? That Jenny Slater gets divorced. And she's 28.
She got half the state of Maine.
She's 28 years old with 2 kids, and she's still really, really fine. And I see her at a bookstore or something, and she sees me for what I was then, and for what I am now, the redemption for all of her failures.
You mean the redemption for all of your failure?
They ponder this. Martin looks down on the gem, concentrating on Debbie, on Bob DeStefano, dancing drunkenly, miserable, like an cut to a dirge of the TV booth later. That was glorious. Martin stands by Debbie. I just wish there was a visual to go along with that. Martin stands by Debbie. She sits in for a set on the DJ booth on Ray's stage. They are playing old sophomore game.
Which would you rather?
Okay. Would you rather commit yourself sexually to a 4x9 cell with former President George Herbert Walker Bush, dressed as a supermodel for a month, or make love to an otter on crank for a week?
Soft. I'll take the junkie otter. Actually, that was my answer too. Clearly, I'd let the little beast scratch and claw all he wants. Okay, would you rather make love to the candied corpse of Phyllis Diller?
She's not dead.
It's just a game. All right. Candy Diller, or wear a hot pork vest across the desert with a fully digested crab apple in your mouth.
Wow. I have to give this some thought.
No time.
Okay, then clearly Candy Diller.
Stacy breaks the moment looking up at the two, horrified and unsure of what she's heard. Travis!
Damn it, Travis.
Yeah, I don't see Stacy here.
Yeah,
Oh,
she's
my
there.
Oh, I do see Stacy here. I'm half blind. Marty, Debbie, how are you? So many people came, but I never expected to see you, Marty. Janet. Or you, Debbie. I mean, because of what you're divorced. I didn't mean to say that. I just meant to let you look so good.
I see what you're trying to do there with the damn it Janet or damn it Sanet, but fuck you. Thank you!
Fuck you, too. Do you think you could play Too Shy by Kaja Gogo?
Oh, Stacy, why don't you come up here and take over for a little while?
I'd love to. Believe.
I can't. Stacy nods, makes her way up to the booth as Martin and Debbie make their way down.
Everybody thinks they know me now that I'm divorced.
She leads Martin towards the exit.
It's time to see you in private.
Interior school hallway. Martin and Debbie walk down the hallway.
Even though I left, you never left me. Not just memory, but a substance in my blood.
Like heroin.
No, too junky kitschy. Deeper, deeper.
Like love.
Could be the physical substance of love.
I'll accept that. Follow me.
Together, they move into what appears to be the nurse's office and close the door behind them. Interior nurse's office. Martin and Debbie make a wild banshee love. Sweet, sweet love. Exterior parking lot, same. Lardner and McCullers watch Felix into the gym.
Looks like someone keeps trying to do our job for us.
Yeah, he does our job. He's our job.
I get it.
Interior gym, same. Felix steps through the doorway he's standing in and strolls into the crowded gym. He wears the standard khaki pants, blue blazer combo with no name tag. He's clearly too old for the class of 1984. Interior hallway later, Martin and Debbie come out of the nurse's office. The post-coital mood is broken as they hear the humanlings, "Don't you want me, baby? Don't you want me?" Blasting from the gym, Martin and Debbie tune into the song for a moment, unhappy at remembering that particular moment of pop culture history. Debbie looks to Martin. Something must be done about it.
I'll be right back.
Debbie kisses him. They split up. Martin walks off in the happiest we've seen him. Interior school hallway. Bob and several others from muscle to fat crew play in drunken scrimmage with a papier-mâché table ornament football that is coming unwound. Bob quarterbacks begins to recite a long, complicated, forgotten play. Martin approaches from behind. Bob glides through the ad hoc lineup. Continuing down the hall, Bob yells, "Hike, hike, hike," as he stares after Martin distracted. Bob's rush open and sacked. He lets the papier-mâché ball drop down and crack on the floor. Interior school hallway later, Martin looks down in the silent and deserted hall of lockers and classroom doors. The only sounds are his footsteps and echoed strains of Iggy Pop's Wild Child. He's a real wild child. From the distant gym, he stops at the locker number 1963 and flips the dial right, back, left, right again. It opens. He pops the steel false ceiling in the empty locker, fishes his hand in the opening, and withdraws what he is looking for: an ancient joint. He holds it up and examines it. The now brown and dried reefer, he grinds it into dust in his hands. Interior hallway, Debbie comes out of the gym and starts down the hall. The music changed for the better. Interior hallway, same. Martin senses he's not alone. He turns to find Bob DeStefano. The big man holds a glass unsteadily and slurs slightly when he speaks. Bob is looking sad and scary. He leans into Martin.
So, you and Debbie, I'm gonna hit that shit again.
Fine, Bob. How are you?
Never better.
Really?
It's all fucked up. Nothing adds up to nothing. You work your whole life day in and day out, and you try to make sense of it all. One day you're 27. What do you got to show for it?
Could have been a contender, huh?
Jesus Christ. Bob realizes he can't even express his own tragedy without the use of cliches.
Smart boy. Real smart. See how smart you are with my foot up your ass. Won't get your ass.
Martin steps to Bob.
Why would you want to hit me, Bob? Do you really believe that there's some stored up conflict that needs resolution between us? We don't exist. There's nothing between us. So who do you want to hit, Bob? It's not me.
Bob slumps against the locker, is deflated.
What am I gonna do?
Well, what do you want to do?
I want to be an actor.
Then express yourself, Bob.
Bob frowns, trying to think of a way to express himself.
Be honest.
Suddenly, Barry. Bob backs up and lets out a huge drunken caveman scream, then stops her.
Oh!
I'll get you later, Martin.
God. Bob backpedals down the hallway and out of sight. Martin watches him stumble out of the hallway and bang through the doors of a stairwell, disappearing. Stairwell continues. Bob slams through the doors and begins to stumble down the stairs. He encounters Debbie on her way up. He glances at her but does not break stride. Debbie gives him a wide berth and quickens her pace up the stairs. Interior hallway continuous. Martin watches the door swing to a stop. He exhales and relaxes, and then spin pivots on his right heel as a burst from a silenced pistol pierces the space where his head was a split second before. As he spins, his right hand withdraws Ken's giveaway pen from his kerchief pocket and pops the cap off, and drives the pen up and through the throat of his attacker. It's Felix. Impaled through the throat on the pin, his head snapped back. Martin and Felix are frozen for a moment. Blood runs quickly down the front of Felix's body, off his shoes and onto the floor. The stairwell doors are open. Martin's head turns toward the sound. His eyes lock onto Debbie, who is frozen, horrified for a moment. She flees. Martin looks back at Felix, dead on the floor, growing pool of blood. Martin looks around wildly, holding Felix up against the lockers. Above the lockers is a plastic banner proclaiming Spanish Club Fiesta fundraiser. Oh, fundraiser, not fun. Fundraiser Saturday, June 1st. Martin rips it down from the wall with his free hands, wraps it around Felix, stuffs the body into his open locker, and slams it shut. He pulls off his shoes, socks, puts a sock over each hand like mitt, and wipes up the small pool of blood. He stuffs the socks into his pocket and then takes down the hall and bangs through the doors. Interior gym grandstands. Moments later, Martin blasts through the upstairs doors of the grandstands looking for Debbie below. She is nowhere to be found. He scans the party in progress. It is the same frame of image as the one in Oatman's office. In the middle of the floor, Terry slowly turns up to meet Martin's eyes. Martin pulls the door shut and takes off down the hallway. Interior hallway. Minutes later, Martin opens his locker door, withdraws the corpse, and hefts it over his shoulder. Interior stairwell. A minute later, a brick wall, dirty, lit, and narrow. Martin bounds down the steep steps with his load. Interior basement locker room hallway. A minute later, Martin hustles down towards a cage door in front of him. He kicks through it and dumps Felix into a canvas laundry cart on the casters and begins rolling. In the pump and furnace room, the door bangs open and light pours into the room far behind Martin. He negotiates the cart over a dirt floor and stops next to the furnace that heats the swimming pool. He pauses and looks over to the ceiling. The music from the reunion pulses into the floor above him. Martin picks up a large metal bar and works open the door on the hulking cast iron furnace. A white-hot blaze roars within. Interior gym night. The party is winding down. A harried-looking Martin walks in and looks around once more for Debbie. Nothing. Martin's POV of the DJ booth. It's empty. He moves over to the bar and joins Ken Aldridge and motions to the bartender, who opens a beer for him.
Have you seen Debbie Newberry?
Nope.
They both look around at the last of the reunion.
Yeah, the more things change, the more they goddamn stay the same.
Yes.
Before Ken get started again.
Take care of yourself, Ken. Thanks for the pen.
Martin walks out of the gym. Exterior high school parking lot continuous. Paul is leaning against his Beamer, having a smoke.
What the hell happened to you?
I was catching up with Bob DeStefano.
Oh, as long as you had a good time.
Beat Martin scans a lot for sign of Debbie.
Well, now, chase the girl?
There's a beat of silence. Nothing seems worth saying.
It didn't work out.
That's too bad.
I have to get my head back into my work.
Yeah, work's good for the soul.
Martin gets up to leave.
When you see Debbie, tell her I'm sorry.
Yeah. See you in 10 years.
Paul watches him leave. He almost stops him, but thinks better of it. Interior Martin's sweet night. Martin hunches over his briefcase that lays open on the bed. Martin pulls the dossier from the briefcase. Its seal is broken, but the contents remain closed. He withdraws the package and dumps the contents on the bed. His face registers muted shock.
Oh, dumb fucking luck.
The contents include various photos of Mr. Newberry. Mr. Newberry with Debbie in the house. The photos are mingled with official-looking papers, including credit reports, medical records, etc. Newberry's life. He cocks his head towards the door, anticipating a knock. He freezes, then plucks a gun tapped under a desk. He moves towards the door, pointing halfway to the door. His face and body slacken. He lobs the gun onto the bed. With everything gone wrong, there's nothing left to defend. He goes to the door and opens it. Body relaxed, expecting a bullet. Debbie moves past him into the room. She is completely calm.
He was trying to kill you, right?
Yes.
Not the other way around?
No,
Is it something you've done?
it's something I do professionally. About 5 years now.
Get the fuck out of here.
Seriously, when I left, I joined the army and I took the service exam. They found my psych results fit a certain profile, a certain moral flexibility would be the best way to describe it. I was loaned out to a CIA-sponsored program. It's called Mechanical Operations. We sort of found each other.
You're a government spook?
I was. But no, yes, I was before, but now I'm not. It's irrelevant, really. The idea of governments, nations, it's mostly a public relations theory at this point anyway. But I'll tell you something. Until about 5 months ago, I really enjoyed my work.
Jesus Christ!
Then I started losing my taste for it, which usually means your time is up. But then I realized it was something entirely different. I started getting this sneaking dark suspicion that maybe there was meaning to life.
Okay, great, Martin. That's just great. Meaning to life.
There's a point, an organic connection between all living things.
Let me help you along, Martin. You're a sociopath.
A sociopath kills for no reason. I kill for money.
You never could have kept this from me.
I was leaving.
That's probably a good idea.
Will you come with me?
I'm staying here.
What if I come back?
I'll hide.
She goes for the door.
Don't go.
She stops at the door. Slowly she turns.
You don't get to have me. You're a monster. I'm a human being. We're not gonna mate.
You don't understand.
That's because I speak human and you speak monster.
No, don't eat that fur. God damn it. Sorry. Debbie bolts out of the room. Martin is left alone. Martin looks over his gear on the bed. After a beat, he walks slowly over and surveys his tools. He picks up a cleaning rag and begins to go over the weapons, absently singing to himself.
What's up, Doc? What's cooking? What's up, Doc? How are you looking?
Interior Martin's suite, dawn. Morning light comes through the slit in the curtains, picking up 4 or 5 exquisitely clean guns are laid out on the bed, almost geometrically spaced. Martin lifts one at a time, checking their bores and actions. Interior Country Squire warning Lardner and McCullers gear up. They each finish loading the last of many clips. Exterior Michigan Highway, morning Grosse and Company, not in a Ford passenger van, not in a Ford. Okay, so what are they in? Veer off an exit ramp. Grosse has assembled a team of about 9. They draw different guns from their kit bags and begin loading. Interior Country Squire, same. Get off my cookie. Get off my cookie. Cats, man. Martin finished loading his gun and puts him in his case. He shuts it and moves to the door. On the way out, he stops and looks at himself in the mirror before exiting. 3 different roads intercut. Each car whooshes by the camera on its way to the inevitable. Interior East-West Holding Company intercut. Marcella has a cordless tucked between her shoulder and ear and holds on to a 2-gallon gas can. She moves from room to room, pouring gasoline onto the computers and desks and oh shit, that's actually open still. And paper stacked on the floor. She adds a splash to her copy of Women Who Run with the Wolves. Here we go. We'll just do this. I'm bringing down the office now. She picks up her hard drive and smashes it on the floor. It's cathartic. Intercut with Martin in the town car.
I'll put things right, then I'll find you.
You're muted, honey.
I'll put things right, and then I'll find you.
Why? Martin finishes his weapons check and pulls out the dossier.
Don't worry, I left you a little something under your desk.
Martin hangs up. Marcella goes to it and pulls loose from underneath a shrink-wrap brick of $100 bills, probably 100,000 or so. All right. Interior Martin's a town, a car. Martin makes his way down the road to the Newberries. In the distance, he sees a lone figure jogging on the shoulder away from him. Interior Grosser's van, same Grosser and Company are parked off to the side, watching Newberry in the distance jog towards them. A sniper prepares to blow Newberry's head off. Interior Martin's town car, same. He approaches the figure. He recognizes it as Newberry. He accelerates. Interior Grosser's van, same. Grosser spots Martin's car speeding at Newberry.
Oh, shit.
Exterior road, same. Newberry stops jogging and turns to face the town car bearing down on him. His face goes slack, expecting to be creamed. Interior town car, same. Martin roars straight at Newberry, his engines shrieking as the distance between them turns from yards to feet. Martin swerves hard, just missing Newberry and comes to a halt next to him, blocking the sniper's line of fire. After a moment, Newberry opens the passenger door.
What the fuck is the matter with you?
Well, I was hired to kill you. It's what I do, and come to think of it, I told you that, but okay, I'm not going to do it. Get in the car.
He does. They drive on.
It's either because I'm in love with your daughter or because I have a newfound respect for life, or both, but I don't know.
Interior Grosser's van, same. Grosser and Company watch in amazement from Grosser's POV of Martin's car disappearing into Newberry's long and wooded driveway.
That punk is either in love with that guy's daughter or he has a newfound respect for life. Let's go.
Interior Newberry house, same. Martin pulls it up in front and stops. Both men scramble out and head towards the front door at a quick clip. Newberry is shaken. Martin seems at ease, at home in his element.
Why? Look, I build cars. They're paying you to kill me. Why?
It was a cost-cutting effort. They can't afford a recall.
It was a leaky sunroof. A design flaw. Like I reported a leaky sunroof. You want to kill me because of that?
It's not me. Why does everybody think it's personal?
Well,
They go to the front door, shut it behind him. Interior Grosser's van, same. Grosser drops the man into gear and heads towards the driveway. Interior Country Squire, same. Lardner and McCullers approach the scene. They get in within viewing distance in time to see Grosser's town car turn into the driveway.
we'll go in through the woods.
Interior Newberry house. Martin's briefcase is open on the large oak table. The contents of the dossier are spilled out onto the table. Newberry and Debbie watching him dumbstruck as he draws a huge Desert Eagle automatic and jerks back the slide. He turns to Debbie. He doesn't turn into Debbie. This isn't that kind of movie.
No. I was sitting in my house on prom night wearing that goddamn rented tuxedo, a corsage in one hand, a bottle of champagne in the other. So I was just sitting there. And then the whole night flashed before my eyes, and it struck me like a bullet in the head. I realized finally, for the first time, that I wanted to kill somebody. So I figured because I loved you so much, it'd be a good idea if I didn't see you anymore. But now I'm different.
He turns and points the gun at the front door and fires 2 shots through it, leaving 2 baseball-sized holes in the door. Martin bolts out of the room towards the back of the house. Debbie and Newberry run as fast as they can away from Martin. Newberry opens the front door, preparing to rush out with Debbie. They stop at what they see. Newberry and Debbie's POV. An assassin lies on the porch, shot dead through the door by Martin. In one hand is the gun, the other is a fuller bush kit. 2 men, Grosser and an assassin, clamber out of it, and their guns rising fast towards us. Debbie pulls Newberry inside, slams the front door, and locks it. They dive away just before 10 rounds hit the door from the outside. Interior kitchen, same. Martin rushes towards the back door, which is already opening. The barrel comes through and fires at Martin. Martin pulls back behind the refrigerator and returns fire. An assassin comes through the door and a crouch and takes cover behind the cooking island. Martin yells back to Debbie.
I'm in love with you. I know we can make this work.
Martin rushes towards the island, grabbing an iron skillet off the range and holds it up like a crossing guard stop sign. He steps towards the hidden assassin just as the assassin rises and shoots. The skillet takes 2 rounds before Martin hammers the assassin's head with it. Debbie and Newberry arrive in the kitchen. New angle, low Dutch. Martin bashes the skillet into the assassin's skull, which is beyond our view. He rises splattered with blood and looks at Debbie.
I was afraid to commit to a relationship, but now I know I'm ready to make it happen.
Martin drops the skillet and grabs Newberry and Debbie gently by the wrists.
I just need time to change.
He ushers them past the bludgeoned corpse and back up the stairs. He spins and fires twice back down the stairs at another assassin coming up, blowing his arms off. Hallway, he leads them quickly.
It's not easy for me. I was raised to close off, to control my feelings.
He takes them into a bedroom and blows away an assassin coming in through the window, emptying his auto. Martin pushes Debbie and Newberry into an adjoining bathroom. He backs out through the doorway.
Lock the door.
They do. Martin starts away but stops to get something straight.
I wasn't raised in a loving environment, but that's not an excuse. It's a reason.
Interior foyer. Martin corners the banister and springs halfway down the stairs and hears the front door begin to open.
My soul was empty.
Martin jams in another clip and chambers around. He sees Grocer beginning to slip in.
And it's up to me to fill it.
Martin fires the 12-round clip into the door until the slide locks back empty again. Grocer backs out fast. Martin hears a gun report from the stairs and moves back towards it, tossing the spent weapon. Interior of the bedroom, an assassin slams his body against the bathroom door while Debbie and Newberry scream from within. Martin flies at him. An assassin wheels on Martin, firing. Martin pivots out of the line of fire, still moving forward. He takes hold of the assassin's neck and snaps it. Martin drops the corpse.
It's okay. It's Martin. I know what I do isn't moral per se, but if you could just look past that, you'd see a man worth loving.
Don't listen to him. He's a professional.
Martin stops short and cocks his head towards Grocer's muffled voice coming from the vent. Grocer continues.
Now you're breaking my heart down here, Blank. I can't shoot through the tears.
Martin, instance, bends down and takes the gun from the dead man. He runs out of the bedroom, gun poised for a kamikaze firefight. Exterior Newberry, house same. Lardner and McCullers are poised outside the front door. Excuse me. About to enter the mix. McCullers peers through the window.
You see Blank in there? McCullers,
I'll
turn
be
off the
trapped.
ESPN.
No.
No, I don't see him, sir.
Good.
No.
For a second, I thought we were in trouble.
Interior Newberry foyer continuous. Martin reaches to the top of the stairs to find Grocer heading up the stairs at him. They lift their guns to each other to fire, and they hear Lardner and McCullers power through the front door, guns blazing at floor level, a la Butch and Sundance. Martin and Grocer above spin on them instinctively and fire, killing them. Grocer dives off the stairs and rolls out of view. Kitchen intercut. Grocer heads back up the stairs. Martin works his way towards Grocer, moving with the stealth toward kitchen. Grocer hears him and starts back down. Martin dives behind the cooking island just as Grocer comes out of the stairwell, blasting. They unload at each other as Grocer runs a pattern across the kitchen, firing at Martin. Crouched, who blasts back. Grocer vaults himself through the air towards a serving window from the kitchen into the dining room, still firing. Close-up of Martin's gun, slow motion. The last casing floats out of the chamber into the air, and the slide on the auto locks back empty. Normal speed. Grocer, flying through the air, disappearing through the shuttered serving window, his flight carrying him past a television that sits on the lazy Susan. Martin and Grocer intercut. Martin and Grocer sit on the floor, backs up against opposite sides of the counter. Martin in the kitchen and Grocer in the dining room. Hulking old television sits on the counter above between them. Martin looks up and spies the television.
How about I sell you 2 rounds for $100,000 a piece?
Okay.
Martin takes out a check, tears one free, and wads it into a loose ball and tosses it over the counter. The check sails over. The bald check sails over the television and comes down, bouncing off Grocer's head and into his lap.
There you go. I left it blank.
Excellent. Here they come.
Grocer pulls 2 rounds from the clip of his semi-automatic and pushes the clip back into the gun. Grocer arcs the 2 bullets into the air. Martin rises and springs at the television, gripping it. The 2 bullets sail past his head. Grocer begins to rise from the side of the counter, cocking his gun. Martin puts all his weight in motion to behind the television. Martin and the television careen off the counter towards Grocer. Grocer gets off 1 round before Martin flies into Grocer, smashing the 75-pound television over his goddamn head. Martin sails past the collision, landing on his back in the dining room, rolls over to see Grocer. Body crumpled, neck is snapped, head encased in a shattered picture tube. He did. Martin runs up to the front stairs, retrieving the spent gun as he discarded earlier, and heads to the bedroom. Interior bedroom. Minutes later, Martin opens up the bathroom door. Inside, Debbie sits on the edge of the tub, her face in her hands. Newberry kneels with his arm around her. Martin takes us in, walks back into the bedroom. Newberry stands and follows him out. Martin, a bloody, tattered mess, wipes off the gun and puts it into Newberry's hand. Newberry, in total shock, grips it, and Martin looks past Newberry. Martin's POV of Debbie, head and hands.
Debbie, will you marry me?
Debbie doesn't look up. After a moment, she reaches out, head still down, and closes the bathroom door. I think that's a good choice. Interior radio station day. Outside in Michigan is autumn. Debbie sits at her console, bringing in the mic as she fades out of tune.
This is WFRN, Radio Free Newberry. 'Cause that's what it does. bringing you new ones for the 90s. A fresh new format designed to pull you out of what's come before and reel you into what's coming soon.
The phone console lights up with an incoming call.
I'll tell you what's coming soon for me, or at least what I dreamed this morning in that weird time just before you actually wake up. But first, this commercial. Back after this.
She pushes a couple buttons, slaps a cartridge in a player, and answers the phone. We hear a commercial over the studio monitor.
Don't miss the show of the season at the Bilkin Community Center. Brigadoon, a musical for all ages. Brigadoon, starring Carol Plummer, Thomas Canchola, Bob DeStefano, and Lee Ordman.
Of course.
Debbie picks up the phone.
I'm so sorry. Of course it's Brigadoon. RFN.
Her face goes slack as she listens. Not good, not bad. Then she hangs up slowly. The commercial ends, a moment of dead air. Then she snaps to you.
Hey out there. Okay, I'm gonna finish up that fantasy later. First, I'll give you an hour of non-stop music. If I don't come back on after that, well, never mind.
Debbie turns on a reel-to-reel and leaves. Exterior Frank Lloyd Wright House stay. Debbie pulls up and gets out. She begins towards the door and stops dead when she sees Martin sitting on the front steps. Debbie moves slowly up the walk and sits next to him on the porch. They sit, gazing out over the grass and trees beyond. After a while,
This'll never work out.
she turns to him, serious.
You kill people.
I have no illusions about the future. What is. We make choices, and we become the sum total of our choices. I can live with that.
Other people can't.
Martin looks at her earnestly and smiles ever so slightly. She does the same, and then just a little wider. He the same. They turn back out to face the lawn, and they share a laugh. The end.
Hey!
Well done. Thank you for watching. For actually watching. Everybody did a wonderful job. Hope you enjoyed it, and have a great night. How do I stop this? Oh, I hit stop.